Gentlemen, let's welcome to the rink here at the Dewars Centre, the number 4 seed, Robert Paxton. And hoping to make it 2-2 in the head-to-head, it's Greg Harlow, the number 1 seed, the 48-year-old defending champion. Please welcome to the ring the reigning champion, Mr. Greg Harlow. I'm looking forward to this one, and so I'm sure are our commentary team, David Corkle and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everyone. 2 cracking semi-finals. All England, all Scotland. So it'll be an all-enemy final no matter what. Greg Harlow, Robert Paxton, a repeat of the final in 2011, which was a cracking game. And we certainly think it will go the same way today. It'll be a cracking match decided by the odd bull or two along the way. Both players in the same colours as the quarter-final. So both players retaining the same sets of balls.
Well, Greg's first bowl in his matches has been exceptional. We'll obviously be looking to try and continue that.
On the quarter-final against Wayne Willgress, I think after 13 ends, 12 of his opening bowls had beaten Wayne's. And that's a platform upon which success is built.
Slightly different challenge, of course, against Robert Paxton. And no matter how many times you've been here before, there's always an element of a little bit of nerves to the first end or two, just to settle into the pace of the rink.
One green.
Greg, change to the forehand. Little tickle of the jack.
Yeah, put it out well. Almost came back.
Yes, he was right on the inside edge of the mat with that one. If he moves across a few inches, the ball will whiz into the jack. Both players will be using strong bias balls, so they can push things well out. It's better from Robert.
2 green.
I had a little shot at the rink last night using the very balls that Robert Paxton is using here. Didn't work so well for me, I have to say.
The XPs, oh, they were great. I used them the first end. Great.
Must have been something. Must have been something I was doing. Although you've had more practice this week than me.
True. He's just inside here. He needs a connection, something. Well, that's taken one away. And a little bit fortunate, but he'll take it.
There's a little shot on here for Robert Paxton.
1 green.
A little rest on the red ball. Perhaps turn it over.
Now, a repeat of your last bowl will secure a double. Nice little shoulder to work off with your own. Good. Got a little touch, didn't make any difference. Missed it clean, he was drawing another shot. Good start.
2 shots, Robert Paxton.
Beautifully judged. On the forehand.
Jack length 27 metres green, 27 green.
First end this direction, so both players just looking to see if there's any change. I've been practicing earlier, of course, but it's remarkable how often, with the crowd coming in and the heat builds up very quickly, it can change by a foot or two very easily. Good correction.
Wants to draw another one in here but not leave a target.
Oh, he's certainly getting in behind it. That's good. Still nothing very appetizing for Greg in terms of the playing into these. Just draw away. Try and develop something if you can.
Two green.
Plenty of room to pop a third in here.
Three green.
Well, this might change things a little bit in terms of damage limitation. Play into it in forehand, hope to get a result.
Well, 3 against, any cut down is helpful.
He's in the area.
Good line.
Oh, that's going to work out really well. Got the respot covered. 3 down to 1 up.
Jack on the respots. That's a good conversion.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Well, Robert would have expected that. As soon as Jack was hit, he was going to lose the shot. Very quick to signal one.
Jack length 26.5 metres red, 26.5 red.
Alexis backhand on the way down, but I'll not be happy about the ball not making centre rink.
One down, one green.
Robert will come on his backhand. Come to the red ball.
He's just outside it now. Needs a clean run past. Well, it's given the shot away, but
One red.
there's always that danger.
3 inches past your ball.
Made it past that. He was in a very good position.
He looked under the line again. Little runner, he'd try to pick out the red ball. He'd lie 3 if he stayed, 2 if he doesn't. He's narrow.
It's always a risk, but taking all 3 balls out was a horrible
red.
result. Dear, oh dear. Couldn't anticipate that. He was under the line, but he had to get his own ball as well on the way through. Oh dear, oh me. Well, that creates a problem for Greg Harlow as well. I think he has to go deep here.
The 3 best back balls are now all green. So if Robert Paxton drove and got the result.
He's taking a risk here. He's just trying to drop into this. Thinking to himself, well, if I'm into that back ball, I'll lie 4.
4 red.
Which means if Robert doesn't draw, he'll be in a heap of trouble. So it's well, take your chance here. Just drop it in. Yep. Didn't think he would play a runner to this one, but he'll be looking for second shot, if not number 1.
Needs to break.
Well, that just toddled on a bit further than what he expected. Difference the last end, Greg made the conversion and Robert hasn't made the save. So this could be costly.
3 shots, Greg Harlow.
Yeah, I looked at it quickly.
Set score 4-2 after 3 ends.
Well, a heavy shot with ball 3 didn't work for him at all. These things happen, and he'll be more concerned that the recovery ball, the 4th ball, didn't work for him.
Jack length 29 metres red, 29 red.
Well, next up on the portable rink, the second semi-final. 2 good friends, Alex Marshall and Paul Foster, go head to head.
Last end was a good example where choices have to be made. If Robert had decided to go for the jack, he could have made 3 or 4 shots, but tried to draw, the save, missed it. So often these matches are decided upon just one choice of shot.
Robert's first ball doing the job of bringing a little distance between Jack and ball.
Just needed a little bit more. Always looked a little bit shy of it.
Last ball, the gap is 8 inches, and it's 12 inches short of Jack high.
Greg happy enough to try and negotiate that ball. 12 inches short, and he's just coming around it. Oh, that's perfect. Actually, a little touch was better because he didn't get onto the jack then. But he was always going to make a very, very close ball. Robert's been forced into a running ball here. Might be better just to get it cleared with the front one.
He's watching it closely. He likes it.
No,
Oh!
Just looked a little bit on the high side.
He kept his eye on it. Just a whisker as it whizzed past.
Greg might be tempted to go on the respot here, because if Robert plays this again and the jack bounces and ends up on the respot, Greg's going to pick up 3 or 4 shots. Well, he's on a line to come into the jack. Well,
2 red.
Just indicating there he didn't push it out.
he's swinging his arm there as if to say, it's not where I wanted it. He wanted to be deeper than that. Hard for Robert this, because that respot position is not clever for him.
Doesn't have much. Doesn't have the best back ball either.
Yeah. Hence why he's going back to the draw. Well, it's a very, very good effort. It needs to drop back. There it goes. Oh, the ball's being held up. It's actually being held up by the red one. Could be 2.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Well, Greg confirmed, had a quick look.
Takes the single.
Set score 5-2 after 4 ends.
Greg Harlow winning 3 straight ends. Again, his first ball has been top class, setting the tone for each of the ends.
Jack length 25 metres red, 25 red.
A little bit through, but better to be there than short. It's going to set up a bit of a target. Choices here, just draw away at it, tickle the jack, or play through it.
Just trying to keep his drawing weight at the moment. He's going to repeat the ball. He's going to sneak through.
2 red.
Greg Harlow changes hand.
It makes sense to change hand to try and get to those balls. Even a chance of tucking his own ball over as well, which would hide the jack. So, 2 chances with this one. Needs to be there though.
3 red.
Can't see Robert trying that again. Surely have to go with this.
Yeah, the weighted shot comes in.
Split. Yep. Everything away. Leaves 1 red, 1 green. Not the best result he could have gotten, but still pretty decent. You're 3 down. He'd have been hoping for jack movement.
Two red.
It stops the drive to remove the ball. Back to a draw shot again.
He's looking at a 7-2 deficit. If he doesn't get this, 5-3 is much more appealing.
Oh, I don't think he's reaching.
Oh, he's short.
0 there, Robert. Oh well.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Well, it's on little things that matches can
Set
swing.
score 7-2 after 5 ends.
And that's one of them.
This is really all coming from that shot when Greg played the running ball, took it out to the respot position, scored a single, and he's kept the jack ever since. Well, that was a key ball in the set so far.
Jack length 28 metres red, 28 red.
That's well short. Here he comes.
Well, Robert's just on the wrong side of the first 2 deliveries this last few hands, and you really can't allow that to happen. This set's getting away very quickly. It's another shortish looking ball to me. Yep, it is indeed, and everything's in Greg's favour to turn the jack here. Had to wait. He was
One red.
obviously in his mind to try and turn that.
Your last bow is 12 inches short of jack.
Difficulty for Robert here is he can overcorrect very easily. Well, it's still struggling a little bit. Needs to hurry.
1 red. The gap is 8 inches.
Looking for the draw, any touch on the jack is a bonus. Great illustration of how short bowls can cause you problems, because if Greg takes a touch on this, he's probably still a little bit wide for.
Oh, his weight was lovely for
Yep.
what he wanted. Absolutely delightful. He's not going to be far away from a second. Might offer a shoulder to Robert if he gets that ball and gets it bounced back. Looks over the weight, overcorrected.
Take the shot out, it's always easier to look when there's no other balls in the way.
Umpire, please.
I'll give it a check.
1 red and a measure.
Yes, I'll take all the other balls out of the way. Just the big caliber out. Dan McManus wheeled that.
Good to see Dan McManus recovered after marking Paul Foster against Nick Brett yesterday, which was just unbelievably quick.
Yes, we had a bit of a chat about it last night. As BBC crew managed to take out the World Bowls Tour team by the route, which was
2
always
shots,
good.
Greg Harlow.
We've kept hold of our annual trophy
Yeah,
once
Set
again.
score
Must be 6 or
9-2
7 in a
after
row
6
by now,
ends.
isn't it?
Oh, it's actually getting to an embarrassing stage.
Yes, well played the BBC crew yesterday. Greg Harlow,
Jack length 25 metres.
as you mentioned, that final
25
ball of
ready.
the second end where he flicked the jack away with 3 against him has turned this set completely his way.
Yes, Roberts missed a couple of drives, been very costly in the end where he took his own 3 balls out. And that sort of thing can happen, but it's set up a run of 5 ends now for Greg Harlow and total control of this set. One more shot should be enough. 2 shots and the set's over.
Favour yours, Greg. Favour red.
Well, it was a better start by Robert getting that first ball in, but he's still 1 down by the looks of it. Realistically leads him a minimum of 2, preferably 3 this end.
Starting to come back beautifully. That falls, that will be the shot. It looks like the shot
1
anyway.
red and a measure. 5 inches.
The problem with this sort of shot is 5 inches, yes, he can draw the shot, but if he wants to promote the jack back, he has to play slightly inside the line with extra weight. He was just trying to draw that, and it just doesn't get any better for Greg than this to be in a position of winning the set after 7 ends.
He won his opening set in round 1 against Damien Doubler after 7. forced to a tie break after Damien won the second set.
Timeout called. Greg has 4 timeouts remaining.
So timeout taken by Greg Harlow. Just come round the back.
Well, yes, he's got that choice to come around the back. You know, that's a sort of default shot. He's also got a blocker, which is never easy. Looks like he might be trying the blocker. Always a hard shot to play, and well, that forces Robert into the gap now. He'll not come around that to try and draw one with set against him. He'll try and get inside it with timing weight and hope that the jack goes and he follows through off the edge of a bowl or something to get 2 or 3. It was a good choice of shot for Greg, you know. Blocker's always a useful bowl in that situation.
Let's it go off the forehand.
Oh, that was unlucky. That was very unlucky. He could easily have taken the 2 bowls there.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
It's a very deliberate shot, 1-on-1, but keeps him out there for another end.
Set score 10-2 after 7 ends.
On another day, that ball would have spun out of the head and left Robert line 2 or 3.
Well, Robert would be concerned, not necessarily at the loss of the set. He would probably realise that it had gone. Just the fact that he cannot get on the card.
Jack length 27.5 meters red. 27.5 red.
So pretty much a practice end here. Greg Harlow just make sure that he's not going to leave any chance of Robert picking up a 4. Robert Paxton playing in this competition for the 7th time. It's a 5th semi-final. It's a place he's played well in and enjoyed. But the set has been a struggle.
Yes, it's gone wrong in almost every possible way for him. But that's been the pressure of good bowls from Greg Harlow that's actually produced that. So quite academic, this one, I would say. It will be a matter of Greg trying to close the end out. Happy enough to lose 2 or 3 shots, but prefer to keep the winning streak going.
One green. 1 down. Yes.
Robert's not playing badly, but he's just not nailing the jack, and he might have to think about changing hands. Second set, just to change the pattern of the game, move around the rink a bit.
Third bow. Your front green bow.
Robert just trying to get to the jack or the red ball on the forehand. He's looking for the red ball to try and wrest it off. He's got a bit of extra weight on this one. If this goes all the way into the ditch, it's going to be over. Just going to wait and see. It looks like it's stopping. That's okay.
Still not getting a 4, so
No. No, I'm not going to bother playing the balls. No, there's absolutely no chance of getting any count out of
One
that.
green. Robert Paxton. First set to Greg Harlow.
so neither player deliver the last. And Robert Paxton does get on the board. So the opening set, 10-3. to Greg Harlow, but a word of caution for Greg Harlow. The last time these players met in the Scottish International Open in 2011, Robert Paxton lost the opening set 11-2 and went on to win the match.
Jack length, 26 metres red. 26 red.
Greg still has the jack. That's the thing. And Robert really needs to win an end and get that jack back. Try and change things around a bit.
It looked like it had what he needed, the weight to come in front. Robert Paxton will feel he needs to get in here. It's not been the best two opening balls that Greg Harlow has played. He's not been able to take advantage.
Measure for shot. Close measure. Those two. These two.
That's interesting. Doesn't help Greg's decision though. Still difficult to miss that green ball.
He's come inside. Little pick up on the jack, just perfect.
Well, that makes sure of a double and he puts
Two
Robert
red.
into a position where he can't probably draw that. He might have to play through it.
1 inch short.
Maybe he'll play weight to this right through, try and get the jack if he can. Close to it. Oh yeah, well played ball. Really good ball. And very close as well.
Yeah, he needed that. Not too far away, you see the green marker, and like straight where the green ball is. And he came in, touch her in the ditch.
Well, there's only one thing in Greg's mind here, and that is to get a really good second shot so he doesn't lose two. He currently holds a couple of seconds, but they're a long way away.
That needs to break.
Oh, it's too
It's
much.
not.
Well, it's going to be a given for a double. He knows. Really wanted that about 2 feet away.
It's as academic a ball you'll see all day.
2 shots, Robert Paxton.
That's a natty little air conditioning unit. A
It's
little
a
fan.
souvenir from somewhere.
Oh, it is warm right there. I think she just realised that her picture was on the big screen there. So, a little extra flurry with the right hand. Get some more cool air in.
Jack length, 23 metres.
Oh, now Greg's going to have a look at this. He's not convinced this is up. He then does a double check. Says okay.
Yes, he's right on the mark with the front edge of the mat. So I knew Robert would go short. It's just a matter of how short. That's all. Just over the 23 meters. It's a decent starter at that distance. Needs to run a bit.
Pull to Kenneth.
That's a good ball. Dropping in for the shot. More important, it's slightly hidden.
There's 4 again.
Well, just hanging off the edge there. It's good weight, but short jack length. Never easy. Certainly. Greg, are you reaching this? Once again, Robert looking for the perfect draw. Well,
Just one, yes.
Greg, he's got the safe shot to play on the forehand and just turn it. He's got his own ball in the backhand to play, which he's already played a number of times, so no reason to change. Both hands are pretty safe. Once again, this one's toiling for weight. There's a lot of short bowls there. That was a strange one.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
More important for Greg, he's got the single.
So Greg Harlow picks up the single. There's been a few spooky things going on in this commentary box this week with the doors opening and spectres, and all of a sudden I took a tickle in my throat. Wondered where that came from.
It's probably from the spook that's infected my chair. Just keeps turning around on me.
Back to the good opening ball from Greg Harlow. It's been the platform for success.
Yes, he's been around this 26, 27 meter jack length. Really likes it, and first ball's almost guaranteed every single time. this one's not right. It's cutting across onto Roberts' forehand though, and that's not going to help.
Just over 2 feet short, Jack High.
He can get around it, but he might be tempted to play just underneath with a little bit of weight. It's not an easy one to negotiate.
He's trying hard, he's just going to be short.
1 red.
Back positions covered. Bowl out would be good.
It's hard to get it out just on its own. But there is a chance.
Out Albert has 4 timeouts remaining.
Oh, what he's looking at is to try and get the edge of the bowl. It's hard to draw the shot. The difficulty with that shot is if he gets his own bowl first. That's the hard bit. Because he could wing off the head and just leave Greg in a lovely position and so much room to draw another. He's trying for it.
It's coming the other side though.
It's just, he was trying really, you could see he was on the narrow side trying to stay away from his own bowl. Didn't want to get the closest one.
The only thing he has done with that green ball to the right is cover the respot on that side.
Greg's on a line just to draw another one in. He knows that this is difficult for Robert. He's got 1 bowl on the head and it's a very courageous shot to take on the drive.
2 red.
Especially just moved the jack across.
He's forced it back to the draw. You just, it's the usual old thing. 1 ball on the head. Be very, very careful. Now, Robert, have you got enough weight to get past?
Nope.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Oh, he's in trouble in this match. I can just feel that it isn't going
Set
right.
score 3-2 after 3 ends.
Too many balls are just falling the wrong way. The weight shots aren't on target.
I think we've seen Greg use weight once in the match so far. He's not really been pushed into any shots. Robert has, and it's not working.
Well, there aren't shots to play because he hasn't been getting enough balls in the head. That's the problem. And so that
Jack
forces
length,
you,
26 metres red, 26 red.
just forces you to be in a position where, you know, if you're playing a running bowl, you have to be a bit narrow or a bit wide just to make sure you miss your own bowl. And that's never comfortable. Robert's below par at the moment, but he can move up a gear or two. He's not going to do it like that. That was a chance. And he's still persisting in his backhand. And I just think it's time to change because he's not doing enough damage on it, Paul. And he really needs to do more damage with his first 2 bowls. And
A large proportion of his first bowls are dropping short. Bad enough you're that far through. But with dropping short, you can't use them, you can't trail to them. There's no great control available if you're trying to hit a ball up from that distance away. So it is largely redundant.
certainly redundant in terms of being pushed, and it's a real pain to get around all the time. So
Last ball's a foot short of Jack High.
oh, he's in a lot of trouble out there, and it's just not finding absolute weight.
Greg Harlow looking to reach his 19th World Bowls Tour final. Just wanted to finish in front of the green ones, just a little bit lazy there.
This would normally be very straightforward, but everything's difficult for Robert at the moment. That's more like it.
Third ball, short. It's just over 3 feet short.
The score's only 3-2, but this is actually quite an important ball for different reasons. Robert struggled in this end, and Greg's given him a chance now to add another.
1 green.
Can he take advantage of it? Looking to replicate his last.
Needs to pull up pretty quick.
Yeah, looked heavier, but is it going to be enough? Needs to drop back to give it a chance. Yeah, they'll give it a measure.
1 green and a measure.
Well, get the measure done, give yourself a bit of time to think about things and decide what you're going to do with the jack the next end. The last time he played very short, and or was looking to get very short. Last time he got the jack and didn't work out for him. Lost the shot, so be interesting to see if he goes again. Oh, that's well in.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me, David, if he just brings the mat up just a little and just
One
try and
shot,
go for a
one
short
back.
one again.
Well, he either goes 23 or full length, one or the other, and because Greg's really dominating the 26, 26 and a half, 27 jack length.
Set score 3-3 after 4 ends.
I don't think there's any point in going, well, sort of distance. Yeah, he's pushed it through. So tried the short
Jack
one.
length 29 metres green.
Didn't work.
29 green.
Now going for a just shy of the full length, 29 metres. Mat is up half a metre.
It looks short from our commentary position, and it's very short.
Oh dear. As I say, he is in trouble out there. It's just not working for him at the moment.
Greg senses this. If he can put one right on it, it looks like he's
No, he's-
drifted short as well.
Well, at this distance I would move onto the backhand, because I think that backhand will be fine for Robert's bowls, but he's happy enough to try and negotiate that front one. Plenty of room to come around it. He really shouldn't be anywhere near it. Yep, here it comes now. Big swing.
Corrected that really well. Well, if the aim was to upset his opponent line and length, he's done so.
It'll change now, because he's got a chance to drop in on the backhand and stop Greg making the correction with his third bowl. He's He's going to have to start trotting up pretty quickly because that ball's coming to the finish now.
Two green.
Choices again. Target can be the red ball or come inside, turn the jack round the corner would be absolutely perfect. Certainly worth reaching this.
He's not far away from it. Can he fall the right side?
It's good for 3. He's just reaching the red one. Really looking to turn the jack, that would have been a better result. Stick with the draw, but make sure you're arriving to it. Oh, is he going to get the edge? Oh, that didn't come back much. He had good weight there, and that ball didn't move. You'll be surprised at that.
3 shots, Robert Paxton.
A strong bias ball, and that really didn't move anywhere near as much as it should have done.
Set score 3-6 after 5 ends.
That's a very useful 3, having changed the jack length. And also missed it with his first ball. Greg struggled on his opening 2 balls.
Jack length 29.5 metres green, 29.5 green.
It's another important end, because if Robert Paxton can score here, he'll have a decent platform.
These players are now in their 4th match. They've had good competitive play on the way through and also ample opportunity to practice. You would expect the standard to be high. Might be a little bit unlucky there just to drop away from it.
Last bow is 4 inches.
No, the gap between the 2 balls, please.
2 bows, 5 inches.
12.
5.
The reason why he's asking that is, can I get a ball through there? Well, 5 inches, yes, you can, but you'd need to force it a little bit. Hence the change onto the forehand. Robert should stay on the backhand. He can afford to reach his own ball or push the red one out. Yep, outside of the mat, trying to help the ball come back in a little bit quicker. Looks to be pretty close to me. Well,
1 red.
still 1 red, goodness me, and he's pushed it into a much more difficult position.
Now then, Greg Harlow. Snicked another one in.
Well, pushed the green ball, but still won the red. You know, it's always going to slide a little bit on the carpet, but can't see Robert playing anything but the forehand now. We'll just try and get into the red ball. Yep, that's what he's trying. That didn't make as much of an effort as he probably thought it should.
Yeah, last boat is 8 inches past.
Greg Harlow too will play the forehand here. Looked a little short. It is a little short.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Can't blame him on that.
Oh, there's lots of danger.
Set score 4-6 after 6 ends.
So Greg Harlow picks up the single. Robert Paxton needs to win the set to force the tie break. Oh, Greg couldn't remember the head-to-head score between the two on World Bowls Tour singles events. Just met the 3 times. Robert winning the first time back in 2008 in the International Open.
25 metres, red.
Greg
25
winning in 2010
red.
the World semi-final. He went on to lift that title. And in a memorable Scottish International Open final in 2011, Robert Paxton lost the first set 11-2, came back to take the second 10-2 and took the title on the tie break.
Once again, Greg back to his favourite jack length, and he's never far away with that first ball.
Yes, one down. 3 inches.
Oh, he's got this. Got that very well. Backhand, forehand. Robert trying to get into it here. Yep, make a disturbance. Doesn't want his own ball, of course.
One out, but not the best result. He wanted to try and open that up. Greg Harlow just wanted to check the gap.
Shot bow, there's a very slight gap. Robert's bow is 6 inches.
So the key one was a very slight gap, because that means if he touches that ball, he'll give the shot away. And he might decide just to go a little bit deeper with this one. That's useful. Anything past green was going to be good.
Giving this one a chance, wants to make contact.
That was the thing with just a little gap. You know, if you just had to touch it, that jack's going to fly through. So that's why Greg, anything past the green was always going to be in a good receiving position. Yeah, Robert would have known that. He arrived at that just a little bit quick. The problem is now he's left Greg with a relatively straightforward backhand draw, whereas he had a very good second shot before that. It's the risks you take.
2 red.
So Robert back to the draw again, probably on the backhand. The forehand, there's balls in the way. It's his favourite hand, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, backhand shot.
Needs to hurry here even to make second. Well, that might be enough.
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
So second shot, the best Robert Paxton could do there.
Set score 5-6 after 7 ends.
He has to win the set, Robert Paxton.
Well, he can afford to lose 1 shot going into the last end level. He has to win the last end.
Jack length 28 metres red, 28 red.
Ideally, he would love to pick a couple up here.
So much of the match has been dictated by the opening ball of Greg Harlow. And again, it's chalk for his opening ball.
I think Robert's making sure he's arriving with the first one. Well, it's not bad there. Not really ideal. He's a good driver and he would like to give himself space to get out of trouble.
It's going to come round again. Just opened it out of touch.
Touch of jacket does move a lot. I think it's
Still
just
slightly favoured 2. The gap is 3.5 inches. Your bow is 7.
stick with the backhand. Try and draw clean if he can. Little touch on his own ball will probably help his second shot position. I think he's in the area again with this one. Just needs to pull back a bit.
Just falling in behind. Oh, he's coming around again.
Resting on the green ball. It's going to be close.
Timeout call.
If that's a measure for 3, Robert, we just as
Robert
well
has 3 timeouts remaining.
to play right into this. If it's a measure for 2, there's a forehand shot on just to draw off the outside red ball. Backhand's out of commission.
We don't have the best of angle, but it does look like it is 3, but it's very close, so Robert might think so, but his body language tells us he's missed that.
I think on another day, in another match, Robert would have gone down and just popped one on the jack there on the forehand. He's hasn't really been feeling the rink today.
Very close.
Times
still
he must
favourite
felt
two
like he's
to
been
back
bowling
ball.
uphill today.
Timeout call.
Greg Harlow takes a timeout. Does he leave it alone and just come,
Greg has 3
think
timeouts
respot
remaining.
and cover, or what would his opponent do?
Well, I reckon he'll go again, so there's no reason not to go to the respot. He's got one side covered, he hasn't got the other side covered, so he might decide to go on that one on the right hand side of our picture a moment ago, but he's in a very strong position at the moment on the head, so well, that's the line to come into the jack. Not there. A little bit surprised at that. You know, he's yeah.
So's he.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm probably thinking what I really want to do is drop the ball down, or else at least make it to the green ball. So he's dropped that 2 feet short, and Robert, well, there's nothing easy about this strike. You know, and options are to draw it, of course.
Going again. Well, that couldn't have worked out any worse.
That is horrible. That is absolutely horrible.
That's Robert Paxton's day, encapsulated by a ball.
Almost anywhere else
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
on the rink would have been great for Robert Paxton, except going up to
Set score 7-6 after 8
Greg's last
ends.
bowl was a poor bowl, but it ended up the shot. And you know, if that jack had gone through all the way, Robert had a couple of back bowls and the way through, and most he would have lost would have been 1, but probably would have picked the shot up.
Final end of the set.
Jack
Greg
length,
Harlow
25 metres red.
can select the jack
25
length.
red.
And he can afford to lose a single. A drawn set. We'll see the man from the City of Lely Club through. He's on the hunt for his 5th Scottish International Open final.
Yes, there's been no sign of the little niggle either. He's obviously been able to work that out. Probably strapped it up as well, but
Yeah, the hamstring injury picked up earlier in the week.
I think he's still been a little bit careful with it, but in many ways his delivery adds to the ease on the leg, whereas Paul Foster, for instance, with a big step forward and muscle or calf hamstring injury, he would be in a lot of trouble. Greg's delivery is a lot more static in comparison.
Needs to run this out.
Oh, he's struggling with it. Oh dear, that was a great chance there for Robert, you know, put one in there. You only need to add another to tie break now. He needs his last 2 balls to count.
That's an indication he's just not had his A game today.
No, he's been in trouble for most of the match. He's just not feeling the green. He's just not feeling the pace of it. Well, force him into the backhand now, probably try and turn the jack around the corner. He might go a bit stronger at it, because if he takes it right through, no matter where Greg puts his last ball, he'll have a chance to take it off. Very important he changes it with this ball. Ooh, that's a hard weight he's trying. That's really difficult. Cuts across so quickly.
Yeah, the weight too canny.
I'm surprised he played it with that, to be truthful with you, Paul, because even if you'd have brought it right through, into the ditch and on the respot, he would have been lying 2 shots, and Greg would have drawn the shot, but he had a drive to take it off. So it's not like Robert. He's normally thinking
Time
2-3 shots
Time out
ahead.
call. Greg has 2 timeouts remaining.
Greg has called a timeout. He's just got to see where's best place to put this.
Draw it in the forehand, try and split the green balls. You know, should be to me the right shot to play, but he likes the backhand, but it's his choice. He just knows that he has to get something back there, close to the back green ball. He's going up again. Oh, he's got usually in timeouts.
Well, they use another. Interesting. Robert stood almost in the middle of the rink, which is unusual because he knew Greg was looking at the side of the rink where he would normally stand. So he's moved away now to the other side.
What he's looking at here is, you know, the green ball there. Ideally, he would like to get something about that position.
Timeout called.
The problem with that is
Greg
that
has 1 timeout.
whilst he wants to do that, you know, he's leaving it free for the jack to go all the way through then for a double. You can't cover absolutely everything. The harder shot to me is actually for Robert to move that jack a yard. I think I would go deep on. You know, I think Robert's strength in this situation will be the full drive. So, yeah, let's see what Greg does here. He's just going to go deep on it, I think. I think it's the best he could do. Yeah, just leave it. That means that Robert takes it all the way through. He's only going to get the 1. It's not on the centre peg, which is good. It's not on the centre line, which means that Robert can't take it off on the way through. He's going to have to play one of these
Timeout called.
difficult little movement shots that you get occasionally,
Robert has
just
2
a
timeouts
yard
remaining.
on and try and move the jack. Even stun off the outside ball would be good, and try and use it on the way through.
He needs 2 shots to take this to a tie-break. Former Scottish International Open champion.
Oh, it's swinging now because he's under the line. That's gone. No way that's going to make it.
2 shots.
But it's the
second set and a
defending
match.
Scottish
Greg Harlow.
International Open champion, Greg Harlow, who is back in the final once more. It was a match he controlled. Robert Paxton get himself ahead in this second set, but never looked comfortable. And it's Greg Harlow's day. 10-3, 9-6, and he wins by 2 sets to 0.
Yes, we were expecting this to be close. The first set was really, first couple of ends were close for Robert. He was playing good balls, but the big ball came from Greg when he moved the jack out to the side, and 3 against him, takes a single. He was going to go 5-0 down if he had missed that, and from there he just never stopped. It just kept going and going and going. He won all the ends after that except the last, which he didn't need to win, as it turned out. Robert kept plucking away, trying to get the 1 or 2 shots here and there, picked up a double on that end, controlled the second set up to 6-3, but Greg was always winning that battle with the first 2 balls, and that's crucial at this level. It really is. Once again, Robert just trying to get into that, but he picked up, that was the 1-3 that he picked up in the whole match. And Greg gave him a little bit of help just to make sure it was a treble. But after that, well, Robert didn't score again. It was just a run for Greg of 2 singles and 2 doubles. He always looked like he was playing well. And Robert was just off his game a little bit. And of course, when that happens, things go against you, and a little bit of luck here and there, and all of a sudden it goes away from him, and it's Greg Harlow through to the final yet again.
Well, Greg Harlow just 12-5, 5 ends only for Robert Paxton. The first bowler, Greg Harlow, established so many times to get through to win those 12 ends. 7 touches to 3. No one has ever won the Scottish International Open 3 times. Greg Harlow has a chance to do that tomorrow. He's in the final at the Scottish International Open.
Yes, I'm with Greg and Robert. Gentlemen, thanks for another entertaining game. Greg, as Paul said there, you're through to the final.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm delighted. Obviously, perhaps I should pull an injury at every event, to be honest. So it's perhaps just focused my mind a little bit and you'd play a little bit within myself. I'm normally perhaps a little bit more adventurous than normal, but I know what I can do and I know what I shouldn't do out there. So it seems to be working so far. So I don't really want it to recover for tomorrow.
Robert, commiserations. Perhaps not your best game here.
No, they're coming out like Rubik cubes today, to be honest. But one of those. Greg played well, played a massive bowl second and first set, which potentially turned the game. But I mean, full credit to Craig. He played well out there today and deserved the win.
Yeah, that was indeed a massive bowl. We can have a look at that now, Greg.
Yeah, it was early doors, to be honest. I thought I was quite good with my draws, but they just held off and ran by. And I thought, I'm not even going to try and draw, just try and hit it. If I get the hit, I've got both spots. Fortunately for me, I hit the target and got on the board. If not, I'm 5-0 behind and probably I'm chasing the first set. So yeah, although it's so early in the game, still a massive, probably the biggest bowl for me in the whole game.
Yeah, you went on to take that set quite comfortably. Closer in the second though.
Yes, absolutely. I can't remember, 3 or 4 shots behind, and in my head, I'm always telling myself little things. Kale's always telling me I overthink the game, but I'm just telling myself, if I win 1 and end at the moment, I can still win the match, and that was my target, just to score 1 and end. Actually picked up a double or two along the way, so I had a little bit of breathing space on the last end.
Now, Robert's come from a set down to beat you before. Was that at the back of your mind going into that second set?
I've told you before, I'm not a stats man. I wouldn't have a clue what has gone on before. No, all I'm ever concentrating on is the game in hand, to be honest.
Yeah, Robert, pleased with your performance overall this week, or just does it end in disappointment with that semi-final defeat?
Pleased with the performance today, or not today, obviously. Disappointed with the performance today, but pleased with the run to the semis. Always nice to do that early season, gets the season up and running. But so, I mean, obviously you're always disappointed. You want the win and then want a good performance if you don't get the win. Unfortunately, I didn't get either of those today, so not a good day at the office.
Now, Greg, you were bemoaning the fact you've not had as much time to do sightseeing in Perth. Well, you've got another afternoon at least.
Yeah, I know, but it'll be the same thing. I'll just basically put a bit of ice on the leg and then just relax for the rest of the afternoon, rest. Unfortunately, I normally like to have a practice between games, but I've not done that. I've just rested the leg so that I've come out fighting fit. And so far, the formula's worked, so more of the same for tomorrow.
Well, Greg, congratulations, commiserations, Robert, and thanks for another entertaining game this afternoon. Now, just to prove that he doesn't just talk the talk, MBE. He faces his great friend and rival, Alex Marshall, the third seed in this tournament, his best previously runner-up in 2005. He's disposed of Mark Sanford, Jamie Chesney and Andy Thompson. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rink, the 6 times world champion, Alex Marshall, MBE. A real cracker in store then, ladies and gentlemen. So let's hear the story of the match described by David Corkle and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, David. Paul Foster's been in good form, but Alex Marshall's the only one of the 4 semi-finalists yet to drop a set. Is he the player that's coming to this just with a better bit of form?
Well, there's not much in it, to be absolutely honest with you. Alex Marshall, what's impressed me with him this week is that he's playing the big bowls very, very well. And when we've got this situation of one bowl and only that one bowl will work, Alex Marshall's picking it out and playing it. And he's going to need to do that today. Having said that, between these two players, there's absolutely nothing really.
Stay with us, this could be some ride. Two great friends whose allegiance to each other is really only ever tested when their football clubs meet. Apart from that, they're pretty much on the same page.
Yes, indeed. Well, they room together when they're away at major events, and they travel together in the airplane seat by seat, and you know, it's never too far away from each other when it comes to that. But quality-wise, nothing between them as well.
Paul Foster had to make the switch to green for this semi-final.
One green. Just under 2 feet. Your last bowl, 2 feet past jack high.
It's just a quirk of the draw that Alex Marshall's been in red all the time and Paul Foster's been in the lower part of the draw, so first time change for him. Just means you have to put that little bit of extra time in on the practice to make sure you are happy with the change of colour. Same manufacturer, same model, same bowl, but they don't always react exactly the same. Just needs to dip at the end.
Just holding out 3 balls gathered together.
It's good gripping, but just off it a little bit. They'll talk at the end of the rinks as they complete all the balls, but there won't be too much conversation.
Foster just playing to draw. A touch across on the jack could be profitable if he caught it right. Just wants to come in and draw it though.
You draw to the jack, and if you get the jack the right way, it's a bonus. He'll take the double and be very happy.
Two shots, Paul Foster.
Key to that was just the perfect weight to get back in.
So Paul Foster, finalist in 3 of the last 4 seasons. All against Nick Brett. Won the
Jack
first,
there,
lost the
29.5
next 2.
metres, green.
Both players opening up off the backhand, coming towards the commentary box end, which is centre here in Perth. He's well down again.
Yeah, it's a bowl short of Jack High.
Oh, Alex normally would just draw away at this. It's been early to start attacking.
Two green.
Well, it's very hard to explain when Alex drops one that far short. Just trying to take a yard off. But Paul will make no mistake with this one. Pop it in for 3. Well, it's a little bit far away from what he wanted.
3 green.
But had it been a lot closer, Alex might have thought about playing through it. As it is, stick to the draw. He's a lot better with this one. Why is that not coming back? A bit of a
2 green.
shake of the head there with Alex, I would have thought, because that should have come back a bit more, and it didn't even make an effort.
We'll keep a close eye on Paul Foster's bowl. Watch it to see how it's finishing. It's coming down well.
I don't think he'll risk it now. Play through this on the... Well, you can play through it backhand or forehand. The obvious way to play would be the forehand because the target's wider. But to be truthful with you, he could get it in the backhand right down underneath under the green ball to take the 2 away, or the jack through. That's how he feels. Yep, he's on the forehand.
One of his features of his semi-final was the occasional weight shot that worked.
Goodness me. Oh, well.
That was messy.
I think he's still losing 2, but the 3rd one will be close.
Two out.
I think it's 3. Yes. Umpire.
Yeah.
2 green, measure for 3rd.
Would have been very fortunate to have come through that and got the shot, but these things do happen. And
Yeah, he was once described as the Lionel Messi of bowls. That was a different kind of Messi.
yes, it was. It's a bit of a nice weight, actually. Didn't go full blast at it. He controlled it, but it moved across very fast. Well, that went through very easily. So, looks like 3.
Three shots. Paul Foster.
It is 3 shots. Hit the blocks very quickly.
Set score
Well, man from Troon.
0-5 after 2 ends. Jack length 29 metres, green.
Little change of mind there.
Well, forehand's got the ball to rest off. It's an easier target, but there you go. That's why he played it.
Good decision.
The gap is 3 inches, 4 inches past jack high.
It's not reaching.
One red.
Well, no, this is looking good. Just needs to pick the jack up. Oh, just inside, and it's dangerous for Alex,
One red.
both sides.
Paul's bowl 2 inches past jack high. Yeah, 2 inches past.
2 inches past, he'll probably play the backhand. My danger is if he gets the outside edge of it and it does hang off a bit, but if it had been 2 inches short, he certainly would not have been playing it.
Yeah, just a little less danger on the backhand.
He's got a touch on his own. Well, that gives Paul a little shoulder on the forehand. He'll have maybe a quick look.
Yeah, he won't bother with a timeout or anything. He knows they may be crucial later on.
Quick look in the forehand just to see if that ball was offering a shoulder, and it is. Now this has to bend. It has to bend very quickly because he's on the wrong side of the red one.
Two red.
It looked like 2. A little giveaway.
Yeah. He looked at the shoulder and thinking, I can use that to come off with a little bit extra weight, but just the ball just didn't get down, and he was on the wrong side of it, pushed it in for a double. Maybe a little bit surprised that Alex is even playing this. Well, he's playing it safe.
Two shots, Alex Marshall.
Yeah, he was always going to be pretty canny towards it.
Set score 2-5 after 3 ends.
A little bit of conversation, then off to work.
So there will be the conversations just when all the balls are up and they're moving the mat or the jacks around and stuff like that. But after that, you know, get on with the business for a couple of minutes during the play. Both players very happy and very relaxed out there.
Jack length 23 meters, red.
Well, by his own admission, I think Marshall knows that this has not been a great venue for him. They should have done better. In Scotland, reached 5 quarterfinals and won only one of them. It's the best since 2005 when he was runner-up.
Yes, that runner-up was Ian Bond. I remember it well. Yes, good start from both players.
Yes. 5 inches past Jack high.
Just a little rest onto it, or if he's tempted with this, he's really tempted to run this. Jack in the ditch. Yep, he's going for it. I could see it that he's just thinking I could get that jack. It would just be brilliant. Oh, dear me, he was so close. Yes, that final, actually, the semi-final, Ian Bond came off and was being
2 inches
interviewed.
past Jack high.
Alex had been so good the whole way through the event. He said, I'm not sure if it's worth turning up. And he did turn up and he played very well. Alex couldn't keep the form going. And Ian Bond took the title. But Alex prior to that had been outstanding. I think it's still 1 to green.
Green lies, not by much,
1 green.
but the jack is touching green.
1 green. Almost touching Paul's, half an inch on yours.
Well, maybe down the backhand, just try and rest the ball off. Both these players really enjoy the short jack length, so it's a really good challenge, this one. Oh, will the jack go all the way through?
Oh, he's been arrested by the 2 balls either side.
Yes, he's been handcuffed there. That was a super shot, wasn't it? Forced his way through.
Oh, just springing back to catch him.
Very close for second, Paul. Very close. 1 red.
He'll not be shy, Paul Forster, with this. Get something to move was the idea.
He wanted the edge. That would have been the perfect result, and he wasn't far away from it. At distance, the ball doesn't have much time to react. But see how close he is to the edge. Yep, a couple of inches. Doesn't really want full ball, but the edge would be the perfect result. Green ball would go out, leaving line 2. He's just trying to cover the green ball at the back. If he misses that, he comes into a good position. See if he, well, he's not even bothering. I don't think he's going wider for the respot. Yep. He's covered the back position and the respot, just where that ball's finished. If there's 2 in it, it's worthwhile Paul going again. Well, that's interesting. Going for the draw. Or does he feel that there's just the 1? He's very close with this. Just needs to run a little bit. Needs to hurry.
Yep, half a pound of weight.
1 red. 1 red conceded. Measure for second.
Oh, this is an umpire's nightmare.
Leave him in, Mike.
Yeah, you're going to have to leave them in because the 2 balls are jamming. The middle ball. It's a little
Well, the good thing is he can get to this with the calipers without removing the middle bowl. And just as well, because that really would be very difficult.
So black rubber supporters there. Make sure the balls won't fall.
Little chocks are always very useful. Now being used in many clubs. All part of the umpire's kit. Every club really should have. Well, that's not going through. This is 2 to red.
Looks like another double for Alex
Two
Marshall.
shots, Alex Marshall.
Not by much, by a whisker.
It's quite often you find that players half disagree with an umpire or whatever, but when you see that, there's no argument, no discussion. That there was no way that caliper was going through.
Set score 4-5 after 4 ends. Jack length 23.5 meters, red.
To be fair, the normal disagreement is quite often at or the amateur level of officialdom, where sometimes people don't do it very often, and occasionally they're just out of practice and end up marking or measuring. Very top level, guys are well used to it. They're very reliable.
Great shot of just how far the mat is up.
That one got away.
Yeah, it's a little bit wild here.
That one's not good either.
Yes, Jack's on the tee. 1 red.
Well, it proves they're human.
23.5.
Alex is actually questioning the length now because it's there's something not quite right with the first 4 balls. But well, even the best can struggle occasionally.
It's the amendment he was looking
2
for.
red.
I think really what happens is on a 23-meter jack length, anything 23, 24, these two guys are normally putting them within 4, 5, 6 inches. It's sort of normal service resumed to a point, but Alex was walking away there, scratching his head, thinking, what on earth's going wrong here? Can't really afford to go for that one bowl, even though he's got good position, and try and draw it. Oh, he is going for it. Goodness me. Well, I'm
Looking for the edge there, David.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that, I have to say. He must have been lying 2 seconds because he wouldn't leave one bowl in the head with Paul Foster. But that's more of an indication about how uncomfortable he was at this length. Interesting choice of shot. Nothing wrong with the choice of shot. You wing that off, the only chance. He might have got his own, but if you miss it, you're leaving Paul Foster a chance for a double.
Looks like it from one angle. Alex Marshall will have to have a look at it. Is to
That was a
Set
very
score,
strange
4-7
end, and
after 5 ends.
no conversation with the two guys, because what can you talk about in an end like that? Really strange.
Very little to commend that one. Like the odd loose one.
Jack length 29.5 metres, green.
So from almost a minimum, 23.5 metres to 29.5 metres. Big difference. So let's see what the difference is on the bowling.
Last bowl, 18 inches short of jack high.
Oh, he's trying hard with this one.
Two green.
He slid up pretty quickly in the end, but it's a double.
Might put Alec onto the forehand.
Sorry? No. Shot bowl gap is 10 inches. The one at the back. Oh, gap, just under an inch.
Well, got the information he wanted. Looks under. You could see the plant, the red ball on the green, so that's why he was playing it. So two chances, jack in a ditch or the front plant. Paul Foster will be trying to make some sort of a change in this if he can. He's toiling for weight, struggling, he wants to take that plant away.
Two green.
That won't help it.
Starting to draw back now. Where he comes. Shot drawn.
One red.
Sat down as well, which helps. Jack can still be squeezed across by Paul Foster. Bit of work to do for this to get back in time. Here it comes now. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's played it well. Clean jack would have been really good, but ball first took the pace out of it.
One green. One green.
Alex now looking to see if there's a hit shot on here. Of course, he's got one ball short. He's got one ball that's off the rink. Doesn't really have the position.
Well, he's got virtually no position, to be truthful with you. It's that's an absolute nightmare for him. You know, everything on the other side is going to cost him more shots. Everything on the backhand won't get him back. There's nothing there for him, to be truthful with you.
Called a timeout pretty late, but he called it in time.
Well, even if he drives them all out, the respots aren't in his favour, either side. So even if he takes all three out, he's still losing the shot. Goodness me, I'm interested to see what he comes up with here. He
One
knew that
shot,
was
Paul
outside the
Foster.
line. He indicated with his finger actually as soon as the ball was delivered that it was outside, and there was just nothing left
Set
for him
one,
there.
4-8 after 6 ends.
Perfect ball by Paul, but there was he sort of shaking. I said nothing there for you, man.
Yeah. Absolutely nothing he could have done with that. So 2 ends, and then 2 ends. Paul Foster winning 4-2. An end total 8-4.
Jack length 29.5 meters. Green.
Well, we've had a jack all over the place in this match. The longer jack length actually seems to favour both players.
Needs to score at this end, Alex Marshall. Great effort, good
One red.
position.
Well, Alex has control of the shot, but the head as it stands is very much favouring Paul Foster. Right, is he getting down? He wants to miss his own ball. So much better if he had missed that.
Favourite just might be the one.
Oh, it's under, but it's coming into a decent home. It's a good home there, so Alex might be thinking, do I block up the backhand or play it in the forehand for cover? Forehand offers more opportunities. Yep, he's on the forward.
He wants to come and squat around the green ball area.
Well,
That's a target.
2 red.
it's a target, but it's about choice here. It's whether Paul Foster decides to drive everything, knowing that Alex has got the last ball, or does he play that delicate shot of turning the jack for 4, and it's really very, very difficult. That's why he's going stronger.
What's he getting? He's getting a very good result.
Wow. Yeah, to be truthful, it could have been an awful lot better. He's pushed that right out into the open. Yes, he's taken the 3 shots away, but Alex Marshall will not miss this. Didn't even get it on the respot. It's actually within the confines of the rink. So, damage limitation shot. 3 down to 1.
It's there.
Yeah.
One shot, Alex Marshall.
That's what you have to do sometimes. You have to walk
Set
away
score,
from
5-8 after 7 ends.
the the delicate shot of turning the jack would have been a wonderful bowl for 4. But,
Well, somebody enjoys being on telly. They're from Dalkeith Bowling Club near Edinburgh. Dalkeith's set, a lovely area of Ira Mills Park. 1857 was when the first bowling green went in there.
Jack length 26 metres, red.
While we're talking of bowling clubs, I'll say good afternoon to my own bowling club, Trinity Bowling Club in Edinburgh. Enjoyable season playing with these guys.
I'll not mention mine, they've seen enough of me.
Well, you've just got the 1,500 members at yours, don't you? I think I've got a little bit less.
That's a big club, Belfast, I have to say. Well, Alex Marshall is staying away from his normal 23-24 that he would revert back to
On green.
when he's in a bit of bother, but Paul Foster will be looking to score a single here. Try very hard to close this set out. Oh, this is good again. Just needs to miss it.
2 green. Last bowl, 12 inches short of jack high. 12 inches short. Oh, your bowl, 18 inches past jack high.
Bit of communication problems going on out there between Dan Blewett's from Devon, so I suppose he is a long way away from Edinburgh direction, where Alex come from. He's got this. Jack for 2.
Well, whatever information was given was sufficient for Alex Marshall.
Dan's very precise, so information would always be good once we work out what is required. Just needs to stop for second. Not sure if it has.
2 red.
Paul Foster will be happy to go into the last end 3 up, losing a 1 here, but my apologies, 2 up, losing 1 here. He certainly will not want to go losing a 2 or a 3. Yep, he's in for the 3rd one. And that's really good because he's hidden it as well.
3 red.
Right in behind the front green ones, and Paul Foster's got no choice but to try and draw this.
Didn't miss by much with his last one.
Well, this ball's massive.
With no change, it's 8-8 going in to the final end, and he doesn't like this at all.
He's too heavy. That's why. The line was good, but he pushed through it.
3 shots. Alex Marshall.
Oh my. That's a surprise.
Set score 8-8 after 8 ends.
Important end for Alex Marshall, now 8 apiece. In the last 2 meetings of these players, he hasn't won a set. He's given himself every chance to do so.
Jack length 27.5 metres, red.
And Alex Marshall hasn't dropped a set in this competition so far. Looked like he was going to do so. He's fought back well with that single and then the treble.
So it was a nice little turn to the jack and extra draw on it as well, but Paul Foster just have to put that disappointment away of missing with 2 balls.
Paul Foster has the advantage of last ball. So Alex Marshall wants to make this as hard as he possibly can.
Well, exactly. Also try and tie this up so tight that
6 inches from
Paul won't have a chance with his last delivery. Has a chance with this one. Clean jack.
Got it.
Big correction. Big ball. Not safe, but a really good delivery. I'm very relieved to see that one go in. Alex is having a real good look at this one. He fancies it. Might be just slightly over. Well, he stopped halfway up the rink there to watch that ball, and normally with Alex that would tell you that he knows he's close. I think that's a bit further away than what he thought. Won't stop Paul Foster from trying to get another one in. Might play it on the forehand, but it's up to him. Sticking with the bag. There's only one danger in the backhand, and that is if he leaves a wing ball.
Coming down again.
2 green.
That might look not particularly attractive from the mat.
No, but it actually takes the shot away from Alex in terms of drawing. He'll try and punch off that ball. No, this has changed the shot for Alex, and he's got a forehand draw, yes, but just let him have a wee look at this. Going through, but he'll try and punch off the ball, try and use the shoulder to get back into the jack. That's what's available there if he wants to play it. On the draw, just slightly over it, or even punching through with 2 or 3 yards. It's up to him. The other alternative, if he really wants to play it, is the forehand, but he hasn't played the forehand for a while. And he's so good at these conversion shots. I just get the feeling he'll play this little punchy shot in the backhand. Difficult, but it's hard both ways, no matter what he does.
Set lie against.
Now he's looking for the shoulder if he can get out wide enough. Will he hold? Oh, he hasn't held. Needed a little bit more
2
weight.
shots, the first set, Paul Foster.
Paul Foster takes the opening set in this All Scottish semi-final. It was tight in the end, but Paul Foster crosses the line. Oh, Paul Foster, in the last 10 years of the World Bowls Tour, has met his good friend Alex Marshall on 6 occasions. He's 106. Jack's gone.
Well, it does run over the top of the surface very, very quickly. The rink's not particularly quick this year, but for some reason the Jack is scampering on. He's smiling about it, but I can tell you if that had been the last end of the set where it was critical, he wouldn't be a happy bunny.
Jack length 26 metres. Red.
Well, 26 metres green actually, but red that delivered that
On behalf of Green.
on
yes.
behalf of green. So it's a green Jack length effectively, so you're right, Dan.
You might lose the Jack, but you still play first.
Well, some people may ask why we're actually even telling people that it's green or red on the Jack length. Please don't ask the question or email World Bowls Tour because I've absolutely no idea.
One inch gap.
Both players, bit of a drawing war here in this match. This one looks different. It's inside the line a little bit. A lot of coughing going on out in the auditorium there. It's just
They have my sympathy for from earlier. But yeah, it's quite a dry heat inside the Deers Centre, just catching one or two people. I'll try not to cough when the players are on the mat.
This one's got a lot of work to do to get anywhere near it. Yeah, just over the line. Balls in the slightly shorter jack length are just not reacting the way the players expect. They have to push them out, they've no choice, but they're just not getting back. Will this one bend a bit more?
Give it a chance, but it was just missing.
One red.
It's a good second.
Last bowl, 7 inches past jack high.
Once again, just outside it, and Lesway was through a yard there. I can't imagine Alex was trying to draw with that one.
One shot, Alex Marshall.
Or maybe he was with that expression.
Yeah, I think he was. He's quite happy that it ended up nowhere near in the end. That weight could have done anything if he'd been on the slightly narrower line. So Alex Marshall playing in just his third Scottish Indoor International Open semi-final, 16th appearance. And a few titles not on his CV. And his bowling CV is several pages long.
Jack length 24 metres, red.
Didn't like that one. Turned his back very, very quickly.
Paul not asking any questions. It doesn't really change what he wants to play. He's coming around it into a very good hole.
One red.
Drifting down nicely this time. And there he comes. Doesn't want to push that jack away though.
Still think he's okay. That's going to be very tricky now.
Favourites 2, Paul.
Favours
Definitely
2.
1. Definitely 1. Favour 2.
Quick look at it. Not even a quick look. He's going to take a time out on this. Striding up to it.
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Well, look at the angles more than anything else.
Cool.
Is what he's after.
Paul has 4 timeouts remaining.
Well, he's going in there to have a look at that bowl onto the other bowl. The alternative is to get his own bowl on the forehand, but what's important and the main thing for him is to keep that short green one in the head. Doesn't want to take that out, and the front red one protects him from taking it out. Needs a bit of movement. He's close for this.
Ball onto ball. He's got the jack sprung out.
That's okay as well. Wasn't the best result for him. Ball on the bowl looked really good for a long, long time. Just caught it a little bit square. That was all on the outside. He needed to be slightly inside that. Only an inch or two. But
Not a heavy weighted shot, just a little runner. Not had to use that type of shot very often. Just 3 or 4 times.
playing across it now into part of the rink that hasn't been played on.
Slipped across a little bit more than he'd hoped.
Yep, but he's probably line 1, well, 2 or 3, so Paul's going to have to draw this. Oh, that's interesting. He's gone down the narrow side. It's a short jack length. But he has to get really right out to the outside here. Oh, that's perfect line. And that's perfect weight. That's a great ball.
One shot, Paul Foster.
Well, he flirted with the sides, but it was well worth it.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
One shot, Paul Foster.
We have seen a couple of balls go into the side ditch in Perth this week.
I'm not going to mention their names.
And Paul Foster picking up the shot as a result.
It's a characteristic of the way the rink's playing, though.
Length
It's,
29.5 metres, green.
it's playing well, but you have to use a strong bias bowl, which all the top players are using. And then when it goes on the respot, you have to get very, very wide. So I'm not surprised to see a couple of balls going into the side ditch.
Bowl short.
As a ball short's not ideal. Was a chance of pushing it in, so move on to the other side. Looks like a good move as well, because that's a useful ball.
One
Very
green.
nice line, just didn't have the weight he needed. Packed house here at the Dewar Centre.
Yeah, it's dropped into a really good place.
Two green.
It's hard enough, this draw shot. Might have a little go, but he's playing the forward. Just a difficult enough shot to get it absolutely right.
Two green.
Paul will be able to get around that. Actually, either way, around it or inside. Doesn't really matter. Inside will bring him into his own bowls, which would be good for 3. Outside would be just perfect for something else in terms of negotiating the bowls, but I'm surprised he's playing the backhand on this. He must feel that it's a problem.
Very well played.
Well, he's played it well.
And 3 green.
Less chance of hitting Alex in, but sure, I think he'll attack this. I really do.
Well, he's 3 down.
There's a damage limitation. Take a couple off. Run into it. He might come off it for the jack for single. Well, he's certainly into something. Jack all the way through will be good. Well, that will do, because the green ball will go off. Yeah.
Green ball's
One
not
shot,
a toucher,
Alex Marshall.
therefore it gets removed.
Did well to come out of that with the back ball going through. If you
Score
see the
2-3
way it
after
hit the
4.
jack, it just changed the trajectory slightly and pushed him right into the green ball at the back. If he had followed it, it would have been the same result, so it doesn't really matter.
Jack length 29.5 metres, red.
Alex Marshall, world champion for the first time in 1999. Got his 6th in 2015. Just shows you how long he's been at the top level.
Yes, because you don't become world champion just that 1 year out of nowhere, unless you're David Gurley, of course. Did the same 96 as a qualifier. But
The exception to every rule, but
yep.
yeah, mostly you're there or thereabouts.
Exactly. Having said that, we knew David Gurley, so from other events. Well, Alex likes likes the World Championship venue. It's his favourite place to win titles. Just struggling.
Well, that's a miss
One green.
from Paul Foster, and he knows it. Little shake of the head.
Just over a yard.
Yes, he wanted that one really close. You want to give Alex 3 chances at this. Well,
That's
that
not
one's-
there either.
Oh, dear me. What is going on there? You'd probably stick with the backhand, but you're almost tempted to move to the forehand.
Yeah, he's puzzled.
Well, this one's better. It's going to be a number 2, if not number 1. Yep.
Two green.
That's the pick of the bunch, and Alex Marshall. Well, it's that old thing, you try the different hand, but you've played 3 times down one way. You're convinced you can do it with the 4th.
Oh, he's certainly a lot better. It's just, is it going to stop? Oh, not quite. Well, to say that one ran on a wee bit, and Alex is looking rather perplexed at that because he reckoned it was close.
Well, there'll be no mercy here from Paul Foster. Chance to draw a 3rd.
Yep, looking good. Number 3.
3 shots. Paul Foster.
Only one mistake by Paul Foster in that end.
Set score 2-6 after 5 ends.
And take them when they come, because you're not sure the next time you're going to get that much room.
6-2 the advantage with Paul Foster. He won the opening set.
Jack length 29 metres.
His last
Green.
4 Scottish International Open semi-finals, he's faced Stuart Anderson, Darren Burnett, Greg Harlow and Robert Paxton, and he's won them all. He's looking to make it 5 successful semi-finals in a row in Perth.
Yes, it's 4 inches short of Jack High with a 2-inch gap.
Anything past the zone would be really good here. So I was tempted with a forehand to turn the jack on the corner, but it's good. It's really good.
2 green. 15 inches short of jack high.
Paul Foster will take a time out here.
Well, it's just... It's awkward the way it's
Timeout
sitting
call.
for him. He's
Paul has 3 timeouts remaining.
He wants to drop in on the backhand just onto his wing bowl. Leave that forehand the way it is. The danger with it is if he stays out just even a bowl wide, he'll offer up a target. So very close to it. Just needs another foot or so.
Oh,
2
it's
green
Marshall.
to measure.
2 balls to play. Might try and come into this, but there's no obvious route through. It might just be a clear out and see what you can get.
Well, there is a front plant hit and hope situation.
Well, here comes the hit.
Oh, he just got a nut, just got an edge of the plant. Oh, and he's pushed the green ball in for another shot. Alex knows losing a 3 here, well, that's virtually curtains for him.
3 green.
Yeah, 7 down with 3 to play.
Front plant absolutely solid was what he was after. But just got a nudge of it, really, just the edge, and that's he knew that was going to be a problem.
Well, Paul Foster will run for cover. The respot which you see just to your left. Your picture is covered. Covered anyway.
Don't think Alex has got anything else left in this. I really don't. The forehand is so difficult. If he loses 1 on the respot, he's still within touch. So it's a bit of a damage limitation, really. Try and take a couple off if he can. Help, exactly. Help.
Doesn't want a timeout, he wants assistance.
I can't blame
Alex,
him
there's
asking
2
for help.
timeouts remaining.
There's a couple of times this has happened where he's just had so little to work with that, you know, Paul Foster's manufactured a very good position, but Alex's 3rd ball is what created the problem. I think he just has to run into this and hope that it breaks his way. Well, he's going for the perfection shot, and that is the forehand. Oh my goodness me, that is tough. The only way to guarantee getting the shot is to play this. No, he would have known it was a low percentage shot as well.
That's
3
a
shots, Paul Foster.
pivotal end of the match. Paul Foster's lead, well, not quite unassailable,
Set
is
score,
pretty
2-9
much close
after
there.
6 ends.
The 2 threes are the blot on the card for Alex Marshall. Paul Foster is guiding his way nicely to the final.
Left 29.5 metres green.
Well, if you put your money on a Greg Harlow, Paul Foster final, you'll be a happy man. Because that's how it's looking at the moment.
Well, when you want to keep things tight, in the last couple of ends of a set, back toucher doesn't get much better.
Perfect bowling.
Alex is going to be on the wrong side. Paul Foster yet again.
Alex's wife Diane hasn't been keeping too well recently. We send our best wishes to her.
Yes, I heard a whisper about that, but just wasn't sure of the situation. So, known Diane a long time. One of the happiest people you'll ever meet in your life. Always smiling. Now, Alice, can you disturb this? Pretty close to it with this one. Yep. Good ball. Paul Foster will now just manage to respot the second ball. He'll just start coming back into the head again.
7 inches past jack high.
That's pretty good.
1 green.
He's just trying to keep Alex away from scoring multiples in this end. That's all. It's not getting back. So Paul move out of the blocks there pretty quick. So Alex Marshall's going to face a match lie against him with his last ball. I was surprised at that one with Paul, to be truthful with you, because you know it's not saying Alex has got a shot, but it's not an easy shot by any means, but he can make a double. And he is mercurial in his ways of getting shots right, but I think the best he can do here is 2.
Well, he's on a pretty phenomenal run. He's won 19 of his last 23 World Bowls Tour singles matches. And he's been really up against it here today. He'll take the time out. A single for Paul Foster is enough. Match against.
Yep. He's looking to try and bounce this jack and ball through, but I think he's under. Yep, he's gone. It's all over.
1 shot, second set of the match, Paul Foster.
So Alex Marshall's quest to win the Scottish International Open falls short at the semi-final stage. Paul Foster, the 43-year-old from Troon, will have a chance to win it for the 3rd time. He progresses to the final, having taken the 2 sets, 10-8 and 10-2.
Well, when these two come together, we always expect a marvellous game, and certainly that's what we got. The first set, nip and tuck all the way. Paul Foster showing his brilliant drawing skills. And Alex Marshall occasionally was just a little bit off, but not very often, as you can see here. All the way through for a single. Beautiful ball. Fuzzy in fine form. Ball first, then the jack for the shot. And once again, Alex Marshall proving that he can draw shots with the best, because he is the best. All the way through to the last end. First set.
2 green.
Beautiful shot by Alex. Paul Foster took the first set, 10-8, and he did it with superb bowling. That was the third end of the second set, a ball which was absolutely outstanding from Paul Foster. Pivotal
Good shots,
moment
Paul
in the set.
Foster.
And he just got stronger and stronger, picking up 2 trebles on the way to a 9-2 lead going into what turned out to be the last end. And Alex, well, an inch the other way, he was perfect, and that left absolutely nothing for him to play. Paul Foster beats his good friend 10 shots to 2 and takes the match.
Yeah, not much in it in terms of ends won, but when he scored well, taking double the number of shots Paul Foster as he did against Alex Marshall. History will be made tomorrow in the Scottish International Open final, because either Greg Harlow or Paul Foster will become the first man to win the title 3 times.
Paul and Alex are with me now, gentlemen. Thank you very much for another excellent match there. Paul, how are you feeling? You played exquisitely there at times.
Yeah, obviously happy how I played. We were just talking about it after the match. There was a lot of brilliant ends and there was a few slack ends from both of us as well, but it was a matter of who was getting in first. As I say, I'm happy how I played, but I think, to be honest, Alex, he knows himself. He's probably played better in games previous, but you just got to go out there and try your best. And as I say, there was a lot of top class ends, but I've just got to do what I can, and it's whoever get in first was always on top.
Alex, do you agree with your big pal's analysis there?
Yeah, I think I do, yeah. To be honest, I knew I'd take off to a good start against Paul, because you've got to put him under pressure. And it didn't actually work out, because I dropped a 2 and a 3 the first 2 ends. And, you know, when you're against Paul, you know you're up against it. But yeah, I thought a wee turning point in the second set. I had 3 touchers and still lost a 2. But that just shows you how good Paul is. And, you know, I've no complaints. I didn't play as well as what I have been. But, you know, at the end of the day, to get to the semi-final, it's a feat in itself, to be honest.
Yeah, Paul, you applied the pressure early on. We can have a look at one of your shots in the first set, your last in the 6th end, and it shows you turning the screw early on.
Yeah, obviously it's like a cracking shot there, and you're just trying to get as close as you can, and obviously the bonus is getting a shot. But there's a lot of big balls played in the match at times when I was lying, Alec played them, and vice versa, and that's winning and losing games.
Let's look at the second set and a potential shot of the day from yourself.
Well, I said to Alec, that was the turning point of the whole match, to be honest. If he's played 3 absolute bombs, 3 touchers, and I've come down and touched the jack for 2, and he's lost a 2 out. It didn't deserve to lose a 2. To be honest, I probably deserved to lose a 4. But if I would miss that, I'm going 5-1 down. I went 3-1 up, so it was a massive turning point, and it gave me that added incentive for the rest of the set.
Yeah, difficult for you to come back from that, Alex.
Yeah, it was hard to take. No, it's the next thing at the end, he banged that again, and you know there's nothing you can do about that. You put him under so much pressure. I just could not. I was 2 feet short at the time. I think just too many short balls at the end of the day. But I've no complaints. Paul was totally more outstanding. Paul was fantastic, and he'll be hard to beat if he plays like that tomorrow.
Yeah, Paul, chance for you tomorrow to win the title for the 3rd time.
That's always a chance to win the final, but you've got to turn up and play and bring your A game. You know, Greg's a top class player, defending champion, says it all. But at the end of the day, I concentrate on my own game, and I know if I can play how I can, then I'll always have a chance.
Well, Paul, many congratulations, and Alex, commiserations. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, confirmation then, folks, of the final tomorrow. The defending champion, Greg Harlow, against 4 times world champion Paul Foster. Scotland versus England, anyone? Now then, still to come this afternoon, the final of the ladies' super singles. But although the Dewar Centre here in Perth is the focus of attention for World Bowls this week, it's not all about bowls, because the Dewar Centre is also home to another quintessential Scottish pastime.